Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, in the interior around us, not just the St. Lawrence River area, but as we go back over towards the Adirondacks, there's a number of waters, of ponds and lakes that have trout in them. And one of the very best times of the year to catch these fish is at ice out. And I don't talk about this a lot because, first of all, it only exists one time of the year. It's that period of time when the ice finally starts to melt. And there's a change. The bottom water comes up to the top, and it's almost a complete turnaround of the water. So the prime conditions for the trout are now near the surface. And if you can be on one of these ponds or lakes when the ice goes out, you can have some of the most fantastic fishing of the year. I can't tell you when that's going to be. Remember, with ponds that don't have current, the ice is going to leave later than in the streams where the pressure of the flowing water can move that ice away. But in the ponds, it takes longer. So you kind of have to have your eye on it every day. But if you can be there when that ice goes out, I learned this decades ago, and I was told by old seasoned fishermen that if you could be there at this time, it could be fantastic. And I've experienced it before, and it can be. I've also been there at that time when nothing happened. It wasn't quite right, I guess, for those fish to come up from the bottom and up to the top. And when they do come up near the surface, they become very active. Now, we've got a number of waters around us that this situation can take place, and it will last afterwards. I mean, this is the time now when you can start fishing open water. But Lake Azonia, for an example, there's some good trout fishing in that lake, and this is the time when you can really take advantage of it. Trout Lake over by Edwards. Trout Lake can be a wonderful place for early season fishing. And, Star Lake, there's trout in Cranberry Lake. Cranberry Lake was famous for its brook trout for years, and then somehow northern pike got in there, and these northern pike were gobbling up the brook trout, and avid trout fishermen came to hate the northern pike, and I guess this is a story of fishing that's gone on for decades. But I think it's important for you to realize that even though we're in an intermediate period right now, where the trout fishing really hasn't got active in the streams because the water's still so cold, these fish aren't moving like they will as it gets warmer. But if you can be in one of these ponds or lakes that have trout, and you can get there as the ice is leaving, it's a time when the trout arrive, basically. They've been down deep, and they arrive to an area where you can catch them. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.